So there's a lightning storm come over just as I was writing the second draft of the siren call text, which is in another video. And so I recorded that video and this video in the middle of a lightning storm, and I quite often experience a lot of pain with storms, so if you can feel that, I apologize. And that's the selenites just helping to clear energy. And I seem to be getting an ear infection, having trouble opening the chakra there. It's okay. So I just felt like I should hop on and do my thing, grab some cards, because I don't really know why I'm on here. There's so many things I've wanted to say these past few days, but I've been really exhausted and purging. Been getting a lot of ascension symptoms, exhaustion, pain, like extreme pain. Couldn't sleep because of the pain in my root chakra, my ear, awful rashes and like acne, and so I allowed it. Just kind of allowed myself to not just sit there for a few minutes and hold it, but to like really get into that shadow and experience it. And it's still clearing, but I'm sharing this because I'm sure a lot of you are experiencing the same thing, or I usually go ahead of the crowd, so you will be soon, maybe. Or maybe you're watching this years in the future and you're going through it now. I really believe that these things find us when the time's perfect. So I have Izzy Ivy's Beyond Lemuria deck, and I am going to shuffle, but what's on the bottom of the deck is Mount Shasta. And I wanted to share this card because this card was painting was the first she painted for the entire deck, and it has all the chakra codes in it. If you don't know what that's about, I'm channeling light language. That's interesting. Some of the cards are turned around. Sure, that's a message. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, okay. So last time I used this deck, I was about to shuffle, but last time I used this deck, I must have put these cards in back to front. And they are the root chakra, which fits in with what I just said. Harmonic flight. So this is many things. It's the Vesica Pisces energy. I was wearing that t-shirt today. Vesica Pisces 444 on the timer. Okay, so we're on to something. So the Vesica Pisces is the oh my goodness, why can't I speak? And I won't back down, and I'll stand my ground. Oh, the lightning is really kicking in. So the Vesica Pisces, if you don't know what it is, is a symbol where it's two, not glasses, it's the two rings overlapping each other. And what it symbolizes is that one energy plus one energy equals 3. There is another energy in the middle, much like when a mother and a father come together to create a child. So for me, the harmonic flight is reminding me of that, and it represents, yes, like divine union when two people come together, but also the union within self. And I know this is not new information. The union of the masculine and feminine within self, all the polar opposites within self coming together in the infinite creation. Yeah, and the hemispheres of the brain. So if you are feeling, I'm hearing confuzzled, confuzzled, if you're feeling fractured and you're all over the place like I have been, I just saw my birth date too, you can trace the energy like this, or you can look at a infinity sign, this way up, not this way, and I'm saying the other way is beneficial as well. But to get the two hemispheres of the brain, if you move your eyes and nose in that direction, put it above your bed. I know someone who fosters children, and she puts that symbol up above their beds to help them recenter themselves. And that was given to her by a psychologist or a counsellor or something. So I feel like I'm running out of time, but I'm not on the camera anyway. And it's so hot. Oh, steamy. Hot and steamy. Sounds like fun. So I should put these up so I don't lose them. Okay. And then we had Beyond the Mind. I didn't even read the card. So just what I was talking about. And for me, what's really been coming up this month is that everything that's happening is in my mind, really. The extent of it's in my mind. And so getting that under wraps. And that's that, you know, I've always struggled with things. So yeah, and then there's communication and co-creation. So also, you know, and there's the 3 energies, but it's also community. And yeah, we've got this mermaid energy again, because I'm seeing that as a tail, and that this is all splashing and swirling, and I know that's not what it's supposed to be, but that's what it's showing to me. And I just did the Sirens Call video, so go watch that. Is this the card? Okay, let's shuffle. Okay, so I'm just checking which deck. Be close to the camera there. Good shot of my ear. Yeah, okay, so 2 just fell out and they're saying to take it. And that's Pink Sapphire. So pretty. And that's the energy in the middle of the Vesica Pisces, is that shape, Ionic shape. Yeah, the birth. I'm hearing birth canal, but yeah, what we birth through is a portal. I'm very blessed to be a portal to beautiful children. And we've got Numite? I have never seen this card before, and I have never ever heard of that crystal. I don't edit, so I'm not pausing to find it in the Crystal Bible. If anyone knows, put it in the comments, pretty please, because I love that we're building a community, and this isn't just me, I'm just the face. This is all of us creating containers and ascending together, as Kerry Kay would say, walking each other home. Flipped over to 11 minutes on the timer already, my goodness. All right, not this one. Okay, so I'm just kind of waiting to build a picture here. You're the best thing I ever had. Spy card game. So this is actually a spy card game. Well, Cards 2 by Disney Pixar. But I read intuitively, so I like to meet the pictures and the characters, not that I knew them all. And I can't remember what her name was, but she was like the heroine in Cars 2. Lady had her shit together. She's kind of Empress, kick butt on the outside, but she was a bit more timid and at her core. So, and she's one of the bad guys. 8-8. Something might have happened in the 8-8 portal. I'm hearing vortex and shooting rockets of desire. Reevaluate what was the energy of those. Was it of love, like love, or was it of the root chakra? Was it of kind of more egoic, conquering energy I'm getting here? Okay, disconnecting from that. Hearing trumps. I don't play cards. I don't know what trumps means. 333 on the timer. Am I heading in the right direction? For your loving affection. Okay, these cards are random inspirational quotes and things that I've written. Time will mend the space between the words you sing and what they mean. It's Mike's song by Walk Off the Earth. And then there's an exercise on the back. Think of a relationship, a job, home, etc. that you've moved on from. Make 2 lists. 1, what worked and I liked about that situation, person, place. And 2, what didn't work about it, what I didn't like about it. So it's an exercise for Don't say I'm not the man who adores you. Standing by the phone, baby, 'cause I love you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, really? Okay. Alright. I don't know why I'm still so resistant to this. Obviously, I'm still wounded. Alright. And I'm crossing my legs. And there's a screw up my backside. I need to fix my chair. So, aligning with your divine counterpart is literally a process of aligning with your true self. How else would their soul recognize you? Step back, stop pushing, go with the flow, gratitude, appreciation, drop it to receive. Have you ever loved somebody so much it made you cry? Have you ever? But I'm also seeing the Princess and the Frog. Tallulah, won't you give me a sign? I gotta give myself just one more chance to be the man that I know I am, to ring the band that I know I'm in. And the storm's it's just raging out there. Won't you tell my baby daddy I'm gonna need his love? Won't you give me? Have you the space to understand the meaning of love? Have you corporals? It's corporal something, it's something to do with the brain, but I can't hear the word properly, sorry. Let's just say functioning then. Enough to align, realign, redesign, change the direction of flow. For another is awaiting you, longing for you. Bringing brevity into your world. Brings relief. When my kids just slammed the door. I think it might be a little hit and miss, guys. Alright. I'm just trying to think. we have the advice in aligning with your true self and stop pushing, go with the flow, gratitude and appreciation, and drop it to receive. And thinking of relationships and situations, etc., that what parts of them worked and what did not, and getting clear on what it is you actually want. And letting go of what that looks like, because you don't know yet. You haven't received it yet. Okay. Alright, so these are the fucking honest oracle cards. Can't see who they're by. I put it all below in the description box anyway. Alright, so this new person, what do they want to say? Actually, I don't lie. They're saying you deserve better. And I don't know if that's better than them, or better than what you've had before, or better than what you're settling for. What does the higher self of this person want to say? What the fuck are you waiting for? What you wait on, what you waiting? And then, woo fucking who? Okay, so it's a bit of, look, it's a bit of fun that you, yeah, and stop pushing shit uphill. That's good advice either way. But what I was going to say was, even a personal oracle or card reading or soul reading or whatever, you still 2255. You still really, really, really need to. It's advisable to discern everything yourself. Ask the question, see how they feel, and do that exercise. How does that make you feel? To me, that's what tarot is about. When I started watching tarot and reading tarot oracle cards, it was because I didn't know what I wanted at all. I had spent 39 years at that point in my life in narcissistic abuse, and I was not allowed to want what I wanted. And so it's been a long few years of, and I'm doing well, yeah, of owning my shit. And really, yeah, and thank fuck. And really, really rebalancing my mind. It's a process. Really trusting myself and getting to know myself and loving myself, and falling into potential relationships that never manifested, thank goodness. Still hurt, but God is good. And if those people are supposed to be in my life, we're not congruent at this point in time. Okay. So, I don't know where I was going with that now. Puppy love. Okay, so, alright, I have to change the energy now. So, this is Mystic Martian. I actually don't have any angel cards out at the moment. So, who? Oh, they're showing me another deck again. Okay, everybody wants to help you. Oh boy, alright. That is half a deck. That is way too much. Agarth and Mantis. Air, Draconian, Flower of Life, Reptilian, Tau Centauri, Starseeds in general, Water, and Crop Circles. But I'm not going to take them. And Nagas. So the Mantis beings have been around to 20. Okay, so who? Just a few. Who's here to? What star family, soul family is here to help my viewers in the confusion? Stop cycle. Well, that's good. I mean, that's really good. I am the warrior. If you survive. Okay. So I have the pack up this way, and there goes my selenite. But I'm like looking at feeling the energy. And so these guys came up again. So what do they represent? Lovers, erotica, and sensuality. Yeah. And that's great, but like for me, it's got to be the full deal. I'm a goddess. I'm not settling. I'm not settling for shit. No, and nor should you. And then the starseeds came out again. And if you believe they put a man on the moon. Man on the moon. A few cats on there. There's two people sharing space but not interacting. Perhaps you third eye on the bottom of the deck. Perhaps you are in union with somebody and it feels like you're looking in different directions. Your focus is in other places. You're comfortable in space together. You might have been together for a long time. I'm being pulled to this card again. So stop pushing shit uphill. Number 13. And also the colours. I'm being told the colours, especially this one, might help. I know life has to go on, but if you're in a partnership that's feeling stagnant or like you're getting pulled apart in some way, it is worth trying to carve out time for each other before you pull it all apart. Bedtime, for example, no screens, no books. Face each other, hold each other. work through it. Life is chaotic, but we can always find time. And time with our children too. And time with our friends. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been out for coffee. I have beautiful friends here, but everyone's so busy. Kind of waiting for the tribe to gather. Well, it's a lot of them, it's waiting for them to kind of wake up properly. So tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies, tell me lies. And Archangel Jewell, Angel of Love, Miss Charity too. So it's got energy in the soul star, the heart, and it's got a big ball of energy there waiting to come right at you. Open and receive if you are comfortable. And I did ask who was here to help us. Thank you. Anything else? You have to believe we imagine. Nothing can stand in our way. Yeah. And this is yin yang, but it was, and 22, but it was upside down. Something's out of balance. Excuse me. Release from the heart chakra. Yeah, so deceit and envy have kind of come out. Well, they didn't come out, but I split the deck at those. So, I don't know, maybe you're dealing with a jealous partner. It doesn't make them bad. It means they're insecure. They might naturally be insecure, but you are choosing to be in relationship with them. So help them, and also try and spend more time with them. 3333. Ascended Masters. I'm just suggesting that before you make big decisions, and you know, quite often in spiritual awakenings and all these, and awakenings happen in levels, and these huge tower moments, and we pull apart and all that. It's a huge learning curve. But just, if you're not in an abusive relationship, if you're not being turned into somebody you're not because of the lack of nourishment that relationship gives you, if you're not in a narcissistic abusive relationship, if you don't understand these things, speak to a counsellor, psychologist, and they will definitely help you clarify. If you can't or won't do that, there's plenty on YouTube about narcissists, and always discern with your heart, 444. But if you are not in those situations, really, really go deep and really get still and make sure that that's what you want to do. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. I'm single again. So, and it's the best thing I ever did. Multiple times. It's all learning.